Double your victories and half your pain. Hi, my name's Devon. Today I own several multi-million-dollar companies. We started with $5,000 in a credit card. I don't know the easy way. I only know the hard way. Hey everyone, welcome to the Whiteboard Entrepreneur Podcast, where I give straightforward advice for the entrepreneur in all of us. I am Devon Dickinson, and today I want to talk to you guys about celebrating others' victories. This was a concept that was taught to me a while back from someone that I really respected and admired. And he shared with me that when you celebrate others' victories, you basically get to share that victory, right? So, and he's like, so basically every victory you have, they have a victory, you get to double it, right? And he said the nice thing about that as well is when you do that with others, you kind of become connected to them. And so you get to double your victories and half your pain. And what he meant by that is because they help share the burden of your pain and the burden of stuff that you go through. And I found this to be very true as a leader. And I've also realized that and again, I'm going to tell you, I don't do this great. I'm working on this. This is something in my life that I'm working on. But I'm working on celebrating more victories. And I'm a coach, right? So obviously there's a lot of translation here. But I'm also a father of 4, right? I'm someone who's been married for 25 years. I'm someone that owns several different companies. And over the year, I have kind of become numb to celebrations, right? Like I've kind of not had enough time to celebrate, or it not been a big enough deal to celebrate. And much less my own victories and our family's victories and our team's victories and, the company's victories, but not only ours, but then certainly not others people's victories, right? And what I've realized is that I've missed so many opportunities for the joy of celebration and recognition and raising people up and elevating them, just here in my own companies and in my own employees and my own families and my own team, much less others, right? How much more could I enjoy my life and would I have just a joyful experience if I celebrated not only my own victories, but other people's victories? And then how much less pain would I have when others would share in that as well? And how many relationships have I not developed because I haven't taken the time to do this? And, what happens is I've realized that for some reason, as Americans, we're very stingy in our celebrations. And I think there's this pendulum swing that we've kind of gone through as a society because, as I've told you before, I don't believe in participation trophies. And, I get mad when I see, the bar lowered, right? And so therefore, in order to celebrate a victory, it has to be at this standard. Right. And then even at that, we're going to go through, hey, well, here's the wins, but, here's the lessons learned too. Right. And, but I become very stingy with celebrations. And I'll tell you, probably the biggest area that I become stingy with is with my kids. And I found myself, instead of maybe being their biggest fan, I become their biggest critic. And trust me when I tell you, there's enough critics around in the world, probably enough even in their own head. And I need to change my mind so that I can become the biggest fan. I don't believe you can celebrate your kids too much. I don't believe you can celebrate your employees too much. I don't believe you can appreciate people too much. And again, we're talking about, the sphere of influence that we have or that is with us, like our family, our friends, those that we coach, those that are, within our business. But what about all these other people that we could be celebrating their victories too, right? How about when you find out, your friend from, high school that you haven't talked to in 10 years just got a huge promotion? Like what could you do to celebrate that victory in their life? How would that make them feel? What can you do for your neighbor that finally just bought the car that you've always wanted and he just bought that car? Like that's a big deal to him. Instead of kind of like, I wish I had that car. What if you went and celebrated with him that he just got this amazing car? I bet you get to go for a ride in it. I bet she'll take you with it, right? What happens when, you know, that friend, your frenemy or whatever, right, that you have, goes and buys their dream house? Can you celebrate with them? Can you be thrilled for them? Can you be so happy for them? And guess what? When you do, your heart will change towards that person. And you can start celebrating with them. And then you get to share in the joy of it. And then, like I said, you also have the side consequence, which is they also help share the pain that we all go through, right? Because you're going to go through stuff. You're going through stuff right now. And how great is it to celebrate with people, but also when they help share the pain of life, right? And this is a concept that I've learned, like I said, that I haven't been good at. But one of my takeaways is that I want to find reasons to celebrate. Find reasons to celebrate within my own company. Find reasons to celebrate within the teams that I coach. Find reasons to celebrate with my kids, my wife. And I want to now also take that and use that outside of myself and find ways to celebrate those around me. Find ways to find joy in what they're doing, to lift them up, to, you know, make something a huge deal that maybe they didn't even think was a big deal. And all of a sudden they realize, wow, that's a huge deal. Like their 10-year anniversary. Maybe they're just like, it's just another day. What if you help them realize what a blessing being married to someone for 10 years is and what a huge accomplishment that is? What could that do for them and their marriage and their relationship? But also what could that do for your friendship with that person? How could that help them help somebody else? And so my challenge to you and to me is that we would stop being so doggone stingy with our celebrations. Find a reason to celebrate. You know, I was talking with my good friend here before we started filming. I was like, you know, I have a soccer team with, you know, we have 30 some kids out there. And I'm like, not everyone's the top goal scorer. But some people are also like on the robotics team and have a freaking kick butt robotics team. How can I celebrate that, their victories there? How can I celebrate the person who just got on the president's list? How can I celebrate the most improved player, right? How can I find things to celebrate? I don't think we're ever going to get to the end of our life and go, daggone it, I celebrated too much. Pretty certain that's not going to happen. I'm Devon. This is Whiteboard Entrepreneur. I hope that helps. Take a quick moment and hit that subscribe button for more content.